Well,
Diddle-a-dum-dum, British Strongman Podcast, episode 80 odd. So, Shane, tell us about your comp at weekend. So, since we've been hosting this Strongman podcast, we've talked about me competing and going through different phases and whatnot. So, this is the first time since we've hosted this that you've competed in Strongman, isn't it?
The first time in 4 years, Josh. Yeah. So.
Yeah. OG. So tell us about it. How did it go? I'm going to interview you about it.
It was a lot of fun. It was just a good day. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was just, to be honest, mate, I was just glad that I turned up. You know what I mean? I set, like I said to you in the past, I keep setting dates to do stuff, and then I'll get 2-3 weeks into training, and I'll be like, I'll just basically get this surge of motivation and start training, and then after 2 or 3 weeks it just dies out or other stuff takes priority. Whereas this time round I managed my work better and stuff, and basically I just tried harder, to be honest, to fit it in, but I kept up the pace, and I didn't miss one training session, I didn't miss one event session, so yeah, that was the comp was good and I had a good time and stuff, but I was more training up to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, let me just chip into that, because I want it to be, obviously I want to hear about you, but I want to think, I want to use what you've done this weekend and how it, and basically say how it can help other people. So what I think you've done really well there from an outsider looking in was you say, oh yeah, I've worked harder or whatever, but realistically what you've done is like you just said earlier, is you've worked smarter, you've planned, you've looked at what you've done in the past, where you've entered stuff when you've been feeling motivation high, blah 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 blah, and then things have dropped off. Whereas what you've done with this one is you've picked something, and then you've respected the fact that you can let other things take priority. You know, if you're getting too busy with work, you take on too many clients, or you've got a few different projects going on. Sometimes it can be you think about your competition or your own training can be one of the first things that you just fucking sacrifice. Whereas actually getting more organized so you can actually put that up the priorities list and justify it. I think that's a big lesson that anybody can take. What do you think?
Yeah, for me, I'll be straight with you, mate. I literally just, instead of sacrificing time during the day, I've just slept less, basically. I'll be straight with you. That's what I've done. If you look, I track my sleep with my Whoop. I love it. If you look at my sleep, it's literally it'll be 3 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 12 hours, because one day I'll have a big catch up. And that's what but I've been functioning fine. I feel good. I've been doing it for the last 3 months, about 4 or 5 hours maximum a night. And it's freed up enough time for me to, because you got to remember, obviously I do the coaching, the client stuff, but we're programming a full app for release at the same time. I've got, we're selling a house as well. And just all personal stuff going on, just busy. So I had multiple excuses crop up, which in the past would have caused me to stop. When we started selling the house, that got a bit stressful. App release started getting a little bit stressful as well, because it's quite hard to tell people that, obviously I can't make the app, but they don't understand Strongman and program what I want. So I tell them what to do. They come back, it wouldn't be quite right, and I have to adjust it, and you're very hands-on, and things were getting stressful with that. And then a week out, I got proper ill on Monday. I did a deload session that I recorded for Instagram, not YouTube, sorry. So there's a video of me doing a deload, and I'm completely fine during that video. I got home and I was just sicking everywhere and shitting everywhere for 3 or 4 days. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And then on the Thursday, I dropped 5 kilo by the Thursday. But I woke up Friday and felt fine. So I just drank as much as I could, ate as much as I could. Woke up Saturday, felt even better. And then I was going into this comp with no expectations. and I just felt like an animal. I don't know why. I was like, oh, maybe getting ill a week out's good for me, because I was expecting like a 300 pull, and well, you might have seen it, I don't know, but
yeah, mate, I was well impressed. It was great.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from, mate. I was like, Jesus Christ, crazy.
Because you've been training, you fucking, as soon as you hit that, you hit 270 for 5, didn't you? And then I just knew, like, I just thought straight away he's going to pull 320. And you were like, oh, no, I don't know if I'll build, maybe I'll be able to pull 300 or something. Oh, bollocks, man.
Well, I was pulled, I pulled, it's like it was like a round robin. So,
yeah,
like, there's about 8 people in the comp. So it was really fast. It was like about 2-3 minutes between lifts. I did 220, 240, 260, 280. And I was like, they all feel the same. And then I pulled 300 and I was like, what the hell? That felt the same. And there was like 2 people left at that point. So it was about a minute and a half rest and I pulled 320. And then there was just me left at that point and James Brown. James strapped up and tried to pull 340 and couldn't move it. So I had about 30 seconds rest. And then I pulled 340 to my knee.
Right.
You know when you're in the absolute mong position that you could finish if you kind of like, if it was like, life or death, you could finish it at the sacrifice of your back. I got in that position and I was like, nah, I put it down. But I was like saying afterwards, like, Jesus Christ, if I'd had 5 minutes rest, I'd have pulled that, because I was, my problem was I didn't know what to expect to pull. So after I pulled 320, well, I got really hyped for 320 because I was expecting it to be hard. So then I was on a bit of a come down and they were like, right, go strap up for 340. So it was like, just like bad timing with the rest and stuff. But yeah, I was proper buzzing because I was like, Jesus Christ, I thought I was around 300 kilos, but I reckon I'm about a 340 puller.
Yeah.
So I was buzzed, to be fair.
Brilliant. And then you did, what do you do? 120 for 8 on the log?
Yeah. So log for reps was in 60 seconds, floor to overhead, pad to overhead. And yeah, I got 8, which I was pretty happy with, because I was training for, I only wanted to do 6, but I was out second. And John Harker, who went first, did 6. So I was like, I need to get 7 at least. And then I thought to myself, hang on a minute here, because John's a good presser, but it's not the greatest presser. It's like a weak event for him. And they had some other quite good pressers out. So I was like, I need to do 8 really, don't I? Because people are going to be gunning for 7 to pip John. So I managed to get the 8 out. Strict pressed them all, so it was good. But that was a shock to the system, Josh. Not done. When you train for like 5 or 6 and you push to 8, it's a bit different on the old ticker, isn't it? So I was absolutely gassed afterwards. That's why I was deadlifting in that grip shirt, because I just about recovered from the log, and they were like, right, go pull your opening lift. I was like, Jesus Christ, I just wear this grip shirt all day.
So what I think is good from like, again, like an outsider looking in, like you've picked, I don't know whether you've done it purposely or whatever, but you've picked a comp there that's got, in terms of like the events and the structure and whatnot, like you got stuff there that I think that is going to be pretty good to recover from generally. There's not like kind of random like surprise stuff in there. I know the stone to shoulder without tacky, that was a bit of a concern, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that was a bit of a shambles on the day, unfortunately. But
oh, really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be 100, 110, 120, 130, and then it was 80, 90, 100, 130. But the 130 was completely brand spanking new, and when they've sanded the stone and it's dusty, it was there was just dust where it was sat. There was just a circle of dust around it. Nobody could lap it. Like, genuinely, even John Harker's got a 200 kilo stone and he couldn't budge the thing. It was just, it was as soon as you touched it, your arm went great. But they did, because it was 80, 90, 100 and nobody could do the 130, they didn't split time it. So everybody got 3 stones. And then afterwards they were like, oh, what we'll do is we'll look at everyone's video and split time it so we get positions. But then everybody was like, well, we took our time because, it wasn't split time. So we just kind of... So anyway, I'm in the back getting baby oiled up, getting my tacky off, and then they decide that they're going to do it again. So a couple of us had got out. Well, some people had already got the tacky off. I was covered in fucking baby oil because I asked some guy to put baby oil on my hand, and he sprayed it on my sleeve and everything. So I was like, fucking hell. So they're like, right, Shane, you're out. I was like, mate, I'm slippy as fuck. I can't go and do stones. So Inters did their stones, and then I went out afterwards. So I was in this pitch black car park, car lights on for so people could see, just so I could do an 80, 90, 100 stone to shoulder. They didn't even put the 130 in because they were like, there's no point doing this 130. So it was just 80, 90, 100 for speed. Took about 9 seconds or something. So yeah, stone shoulder was a bit of a shambles, but it was their first comp, so they weren't to know. But I don't know why they didn't have. I don't know why they advertised 100, 110, 120, 130 because they didn't even have those stones. They only had 80, 90, 100, 130. So it was a bit strange.
Anyway, so what I thought was good about it is the fact that you've entered a comp, like, and talk to me about how you felt about it, because like I think that putting yourself out there when you've got like a reputation of like coaching people who are fucking really good and blah 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 blah, you've almost got more to lose than you have to gain. Like I know you've like, in terms of like you've entered this comp and you could, what if you went and got like, you just went and fucked it all up and you made sloppy mistakes, and then you're kind of putting yourself out there in like this exposed position. Do you know what I mean, Shane? On that?
Yeah, 100%.
Like I think fucking hell, I think it's brilliant that you're putting yourself out there, because like people like you're gonna go to that comp and everybody's gonna expect you to win, which you'd expect to win yourself, but there's still a lot of boxes you've got to tick to win. Do you know what I mean? But like it's sport, like there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Yeah, it's like I've been coaching. When I was competing in strongman, I was obviously very good. I was always doing really well in the 105s and 80s. Like I really want to win England's under 90 just because I'd be the only person to win it at under 80, under 90 and 105. Like a national title in 3 weight classes. I still need to do that. I've only ever come second at England. I've come second like 4 times. But still, I had a good, run. And all the people that beat me at England were like, at the time, some of the best in the world, not just in the country, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've got a good reputation, but I haven't competed in so long that the kind of era of the lightweights has changed. Like no one competes really, apart from like maybe like General and Flash. No one really competes from my time. Rob Ward doesn't lift anymore. James Ward, Tom Hibb does his log only, you know what I mean? And Aaron McGoyan, he comes back sometimes and does like the 80 log record and stuff. But we've all moved on. But still, it's kind of like looked at as we were the best of like, 8 years ago or so, and these are the best now. And people want to compete against me. People want to beat me, basically.
Yeah. I suppose that was my point. Like you're going there, and people are trying to fucking like take scalps, aren't they? Like, oh yeah, I beat Shane on this, or like that. Like, there's a lot of motivation for other people to compete against you, and I don't know. I just think it's class that you put yourself out there and fucking respect.
I did feel a bit of pressure because like people were texting me like I was getting ready for the comp. People were like, I want to do this on log against you, and I want to do that, and what you're going to pull to. Are you going to pull today? I was like, well, I'm just planning to pull 300. And like, I'm going to pull 300. Everybody wanted to like pull the same as me, which is it's good because it put a bit of pressure on me. But still, I was like, fucking hell, like, I don't know. It was fun, but I enjoyed it. And I wanted to put myself in that like pressure zone because I've been saying that I think I can win. I really believe I can win Worlds under 90. I believe if I do everything right, I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think if I do everything right, my diet's on point, I'm disciplined with that, and training goes well, and if things go my way, then I could be the best in the world. So obviously
Shane, let me fucking interrupt you there, right? I don't even think you have to get everything right. I think that's where sometimes you might go wrong in the past. Like, I think you're trying to get too many things right. I think you're that good. I think you just need to get a lot of things right and not fucking get injured, not push things at fucking random time, and just basically get to the comp. If you can get to the fucking comp and get in the country, etc., like, you'll fucking. I think that's what you need to focus on doing, man.
Well, this prep was like a bit of a experiment like that, because obviously I use PEDs. It's not new news, but a lot of the times when people go to comps, even if they say, right, I'm going to go to this comp, I'm just going to take my normal TRT dose of tests to keep my hormones stable. When they get 4 weeks out and they feel pressure, it's easy for them to just start taking a few tablets or just up it a little bit, or, you use that as something to kind of like help the confidence and whatnot. And I've been in the, obviously I'm not competing in fucking years, but in the past, that's what I was like 5-6 years ago. If I wanted to go to, like, I'd always tell myself I need to go to Northern Qualifier on the least gear possible.
Yeah.
Because the Northern Qualifier, you don't need to take anything for it. But as I got a couple of weeks out, I'd start being like, oh, what if I don't qualify? Like, I'm not on anything. Like, what if I don't qualify and I don't even get to go to England, And then I'd start taking some extra little bits and getting nervous, or training, like you say, training too hard, basically, like going too heavy. Whereas this prep, like I said, I pulled 270 for 5. I was on TRT dose. I was getting nervous, especially because it was against some good opens lads. Like, I know they're young and new to the sport, but they're still big fucking dudes, strong. And yeah, everyone's saying they want to scalp me, so I was getting a bit nervous. But I just stuck to it. I turned up. I didn't know what to expect, and it went really well. I was back training yesterday, no injuries, feel fucking fine. So I'm just going to use that. I think now I can do it now. I think I'm older. Well, I am older, obviously, but I think I think the thing that's going to help me as an athlete is my mental maturity, not anything physical, just, understanding it more. And even though I've not been competing for 5 years, I've taken so many athletes through the competition process that I kind of know a lot of mistakes that they've made, that I tell people not to make now, if that makes sense. Because I'm sure you know yourself, like when you're peaking people for comps all the time, they'll tell you afterwards that, oh, I did this the night before, or this happened, or whatever. And, you kind of like pick up habits and things that you shouldn't do coming up to comps. And that comp day was the least stressful comp day I've ever had in my life. It was chill, no pressure, and just like, I don't know, just a good day overall. I wish that 90s had 24-hour weighing, because I do Northern's 90s as well, but I think I might do Northern's 105 instead.
Oh, class. Well, is that going to be your next thing, do you think?
I think, I'm not 100% certain, but I think so, yeah.
Yeah, class. I've entered that. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, just looks like good events. And
yeah, well, that's it. But like what we were saying before, like if you're kind of wanting to get back into competing, and like, say, for instance, I'm looking to do some, all I'm bothered about is like 80s later in the year, the big comp or whatever. So everything that I do before then, I want to be like more selective this year. And I look at, like, say, a comp like the North Qualifier, it's like good heavy weights, but the like staple events that we know that we can kind of recover well from, like yoke, farmer, like what is it 120 axle, 260 deadlift, 340 yoke, 130 farmers, 130 stone, which we kind of training those things as staples each week anyway.
The reason why I was thinking about that is obviously this comp I just didn't have any gripping, and I need a competition that's going to give me some adversity.
Yeah.
I don't want to just because of that comp there, I think I only lost one event, I think. So I won every event and came second in one. So I didn't even have to like, you know what I mean? There wasn't ever like a moment of like, right, I need to pull a finger out here and do some stuff. It was pretty good for me. So entering Northerns, where the standard's going to be a little higher at because the Northern Qualifier 105 is pretty good showing usually. It's good standard of experienced guys. So I wanted to do that. Also, the grip thing, I really want to be able to, because I was armors this whole time, even though it wasn't in the comp.
Yeah.
It was one of my main focuses because obviously the grip thing's an issue. But I want to have a comp with it in so that I start feeling that pressure to, improve and really push it. So I think it's a 130 Farmers in the comp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which the reason why that's like so perfect is I can do 120 at the moment.
Yeah.
40 meters, but I haven't tried any heavier. So 130 for 20 meters would be like a really good goal. And if I could get, consistent at that, I think I'd be pretty happy, because I feel like if there's a Farmers at Worlds under 90s, I feel like it's going to be around the 140 to 150 range. So that's in my head. That's kind of where I want to get to. So 130 is like a bit of a stepping stone to that.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% certain, but I'm kind of 90% sure that'll be my next competition. I've been thinking about it over the last couple of days. So yeah.
Cool. So little tip on Matt, Shane, if you get at Hicksy's, do some session on the girder Farmers, because I think on the day, it's these like it's like the wooden ones that are going to bash into you a little bit, a little bit like those Anarchy ones.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that'd be worth practicing that.
Yeah, with the axle as well. Be fun for me to do 120 for reps on the axle as well. I quite like axle for reps, so that'd be fun to train. And also another thing, I got the England's 105 event yesterday. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this actually. No.
Well, are you going to say it or not?
I don't have public knowledge. I just wanted me to send me it, so I'm assuming that it's legal. I mean, I didn't ask for it. Just somebody messaged me like, "Oh, I've got England's 105 event."
Well, remember, Shane, you're not just telling me if you tell me.
Yeah, no.
What do you think they'll be?
I'll tell you what I think they'll be. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty certain it was like a max log, a car deadlift of some kind, a 380 yoke, sandbag throw, and truck pull. I think it was. Again, I don't know if that was like a random conversation where they're like, I'm thinking about this being the England's events, or if it was a text to loads of people saying, this is the rough events. I just got a text saying I've got the 105 events and sent the things. So yeah, fuck knows. Everyone knows now, don't they? Fuck it. Hey, to be fair, if you're promoting that 105 comp, and I wasn't supposed to say that, don't fucking text certain people the events thing, because it ain't fair on everybody else. So there you go.
Oh, bloody hell. Right. Go on.
That's true though, isn't it? If he's told one person, if one person knows, I should be able to tell everyone, because you can't give someone fucking extra prep. I'm assuming that he's just told everyone, and there's like a group chat going on or something. But yeah, that's the event. But anyway, I looked at those events and I thought, well, that'd be a nice comp to do after the Northerns if I were to qualify, obviously. Max log, that's obviously a good event for me. Car deadlift, don't know whether it's front or side handle, but if it's side handle, that'd be really good practice, because the Americans love side handle car dead, so there could potentially be something like that in OSG. Sandbag throw, doubt it'll be in OSG this year because it's been in like 2 years in a row, hasn't it? But it could be. And then truck pull, I haven't done a truck pull in years. literally like probably 10 years. I think I've done 2 truck pulls in my life, because it's quite rare to get a truck pull in the lighter weight classes, don't you think?
Mm.
So
Yeah, I think I don't know if I've ever done it at a comp actually.
Yeah, that's why I thought, truck pull, that'll be a fun thing to do. So yeah, I just basically these comps I want to do, Josh, up to OSG, I want there to be like a variance of events, if that makes sense, just so that I've got experience across the board, because everyone knows I'm a pretty good static lifter, but actually back in the day in strongman, I wasn't known as a static lifter at all. Like, I was known as a good mover with shit grip. That's what I was known as. And then it just so happened to be that since stopping competing, my static's gone mad, and I'm trying to get back my moving. You know what I mean? I want to be fast on medleys, and I can't say I was ever good at truck ball. I've done it twice, but I enjoy stuff like that. It's quite fun. So I want to make sure every comp's got different events. So Northern's 105, and then if I were to luckily qualify the England's, if it is those events, that'd be class, because you can prep the axle, and then you can go and prep the log.
Yeah. How many qualify from the 105s?
I don't have a clue, mate. I assume it's like top 5 or something.
Cool.
But standard at North's 105 is pretty good, so it'd be a tough one to qualify. But yeah,
cool. So for anybody listening who's thinking of competing, Shane's got back to it, so use that as inspiration. He's had loads of reasons what not to compete, like people thinking about taking scalps, like external pressures and stuff like that, but he's entered and he's seen it through. So fair play, Shane. I think it's fucking brilliant, mate, and I'm looking forward to seeing you compete this year.
Well, it'd be good, because if you do North, so you're definitely doing it then, yeah?
I've entered, yeah. I've paid and entered, yeah.
Okay. I'll confirm the date, and if it's all sweet, I'll enter this week, and then that'll be our first time competing against each other. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that'll be fucking class.
Yeah. By the way, before you go, what are you doing? What are you doing Friday? You train Friday, aren't you?
Big Friday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think think some people are doing to come and do Clash on the Coast qual.
Okay, cool. I was going to say Flash. I'm not 100% sure, but Flash might be up. So as I say, I might pop in and say hello if you're about. But
yeah, definitely. Yeah, welcome anytime. Come and train, whatever. All right. See you, mate.
Sweet. See you, buddy.
All right.